Hello, hello, hello. It's Carrie here with Uplevel Your Life Consulting, and this is Wednesday Wisdom. And I want to thank all of you who participated in the poll inside of our Facebook group, Women of Worth, because I asked what you would love to hear about, what you would love to learn about. And you all came up with, or you took a poll, and what the leading poll is finding your purpose. And the second was self-confidence. And so I have some exciting news for you. The next few weeks, we're going to be talking about finding your purpose and how to do that, how to lean into your purpose. And then in September, we are going to be talking about confidence. And I have some very exciting things to share with you during that time as well. And so let me just ask you this question. When you wake up in the morning, do you say, is this all there is? I want something more. Well, let me just tell you that is a sign and signal of growth. That when you start hearing these whispers of something more, that it is actually God calling you into who you are to become. We call these little whispers longings and discontents. Longing for something a little bit more, discontent for things that you're just not happy about in your current life. And so when you're leaning into your purpose, you lean into the longings and discontents. This is your soul speaking to you. It's this voice is encouraging you to listen to your soul, to live the life you are meant to live. Both your longing and your discontent have very important roles in this journey. We're conditioned to believe that we should be grateful for what we have, that we don't want to have any more, would be greedy. Nothing could be further from the truth. Yes, you should be grateful for everything in your life, but you should also want more. Because life itself is seeking a freer, fuller, more expanded version of itself through you. So in Genesis, it says, let us make man and woman in my likeness. We are images of God. And so Jeremiah says, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper, to not harm you. So there is a purpose and a plan in your life. You were sent through this human journey, to this human birth, for a very specific purpose. Rumi, a 13th century poet, he says that we have a very specific purpose, that if we don't find our purpose, that it's as if we have never lived. And so I encourage you to align yourself with the greatest good. What are your longings and discontents? What would you love to have, to do, to be, to give, to create? You see, when we come from a space of gratitude, we can, and thank God for a brand new day not yet lived. It opens us up to an abundance of ideas, an abundance of this from this world. Jesus said, I came to give you life and give it abundantly, not sparsely. And so when we're called into this new life, we are being called into a greater abundance. So I encourage you now just to take a moment and look over the landscape of your life with no judgment, no condemnation. As a viewer, look over your life, your ups, your downs, your good days, your bad days, the rights and the wrongs. Just look over the landscape of your life. And with intention, I want you to lean into your longings and your discontents. Where in your life do you have a longing? Where do you have a discontent? I believe that this is an echo of God's calling on our life. I believe that God is calling us into a greater version of who we are to become. You and I are created in the image and after the likeness of the one who gives us life. And one of our capacities is the power to create what we would love to experience in life. We don't get to choose whether we wake up every day. but we do get to choose what we do with that day. Every single thing that's happened in our life has brought us to this place in which we're now considering mastery of our life. And this journey of mastery, it's a powerful step in learning not to live from a place of personal power, but to live from a state of who we really are. We are image makers. And know that your soul speaks to us. Our soul speaks to us through the longings, which is what is seeking to emerge, and our discontent, which is what is seeking to be released. And know that your life will never lie to you. It is always seeking for your own good. This infinite intelligence, it's always at work, present every moment in everything that we do, always for our greater good. And so accessing the power of your own purpose is the practice of listening in to what your soul is saying to you. So I encourage you this week to listen in to what is your soul telling you? What is your longing and discontent? You see, most of us, we stay stuck in the current patterns of our life because we don't listen to those longings and discontents. We don't listen to our soul's calling. We don't listen to what we are being called into. And life will express itself. Life is seeking a freer, fuller, more expanded expression of itself through you. And if life is not expressed in a growth pattern, it will be expressed in other ways. It's like holding a beach ball under the water. Beach balls don't like to stay under the water. And so life will express itself in disease, in depression, in destruction. So instead of living a life of default, let's live a life of design. Let's live into the life that God is calling us to be in. I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not harm you. So I encourage you this week to look on the landscape of your life with no judgment, no condemnation, just as a viewer, and notice the longings and discontents that you have in your life. And with intention, I want you to start to live into, what would I love? What would I love to see in my life? What would I love to do, to be, to have, to give, to create in all aspects of my life? And with intention, live from that space. So I look forward to next week's Wednesday Wisdom. I love this time. I hope that you do too. I like to keep them short and sweet because I know our time is the most precious resource that we have. And so if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to direct message me, email me, whatever serves you best, so that we can talk about this, because you are being called into a greater version of who you are right now. We all are. We're either on the upward spiral of our next level of becoming, or we're on the downward spiral of death. So lots of love to you all. I hate to end that note, but just know that life is seeking expression through you. And how are you showing up today? So live with intention through the question, what would I love? Have a beautiful week, and I will see you next week from my brand new dream lake home that I just manifested in my life. Lots of love. Take care. Bye-bye.